Making another debut appearance, our newscaster of the day, it's Dahlia Raphael. Hello, Dahlia.
Hello, thank you.
The Deaconess Dahlia.
Deaconess Dahlia, I like it.
Would you be a forgiving person, or are you a harsh, hard-bitten journo?
I tend to be forgiving,
Really?
yeah, but this is probably the closest I've got to a confessional since reenacting The Sound of Music as a small child, so I'm very excited.
Is there a confessional in Sound of Music?
Well, Maria goes and she says,
I see.
confess this, that and the other, doesn't
Yes,
she?
I can see what...
In a
see
broad
what,
sense.
yeah, I can understand what you're saying. Sorry about that.
That wasn't me.
Sounded very rude.
It sounded like Dahlia had a few problems.
Excuse me.
Anyway, thank you very much indeed. So here comes today's tale. That's top production, that was. I think we're going to say that this one is from Josiah. Thank you, Josiah. Dear Simon and the assembled panel, after 50 years, I think it's time to confess to this, my most famous sin. He obviously ranks them. Anyway, this is his number one. In the 1960s, my grammar school's old sandstone buildings that had stood for centuries were to be flattened to make way for a new futuristic concrete and glass structure. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you progress. The first part, scheduled for the wrecking ball, was the biology lab. All useful items had been put into a temporary building. I was disappointed to miss out on the 8-foot human skeleton called Persephone, and I missed out on the embalmed sheep's stomach, which I wanted to get hold of. However, a stuffed 4-foot crocodile with a wonky tail was left behind. I asked Sir if I could have it, and amazingly, he agreed. What fun can you have with a stuffed 4-foot crocodile? Well, I shall tell you. Cycling home with it under my arm, I was subjected to much shouting and various attempts at comedic comments from passing pedestrians. This town's got enough crocs already, mate! That kind of thing. I don't know if the pedestrians in this area were Cockneys, but...
But we've decided that for your accents...
For the
What
moment.
does that mean, anyway?
Yeah, it
Got
doesn't make
enough
any
crocs.
sense.
What does that
Yeah.
mean?
It doesn't make any sense.
Why is that an insult?
Crocs?
No, they
maybe?
were just saying that they've got enough old people.
Oh, old people, is that what it is? Okay.
Is that what a croc...
I didn't realise.
I'd never heard of that. I thought croc was somebody who was injured. If your crocs
Yeah,
are
well,
injured. Crocs,
Do you
that doesn't... Yes, that insult didn't make any sense, which we shall say back in time to that person.
I think you're getting hung up slightly on a casual...
No, I don't think we are. I think
Totally.
it's central to the story.
Yeah, old folk, they're crocs, aren't they? Crocs.
Oh.
It's
Okay.
a well-known thing.
No, it's
Okay.
not.
Well, I'm only arguing on behalf of Josiah, who's sending the
Okay.
confession. Some people getting hung up, just because someone moved your microphone. Anyway, you might like to know that I left my crocodile in many hilarious situations. In the sweet shop, in the gentleman's loo, and in the bushes of the local vet. I would only leave him in place for a few seconds, just enough to cause momentary panic. There was even talk of an escaped crocodile from the local zoo. Now, Croc was by now 1 foot shorter as his tail had fallen off. But amazingly, Mum, Dad and Sister Mary weren't aware of my new friend, who incidentally had been stuffed with his mouth wide open, looking quite menacing. He lived quite happily under my bed. Now, my sister, you should know, had a boyfriend called Keith. He was a bit flash, with his zippy, soft-top sports car, all chrome and trousers he was. One day, a day I have to say that was to see my final croc-related prank, Keith zoomed into our cul-de-sac with the top down. He revved the engine a bit just to let us know he was there, tootled his 3-tone horn. Is that what you do? I think that's what you do. Then entered the house to collect my sister. Whilst he was in the kitchen, chatting, preening and stroking his hair, I planted Croc in the boot of his car, broken end first and mouth facing out. I even put a fag between his teeth. Don't smoke, kids. Actually, don't smoke Crocs, but it's more to the point. I then waited in my bedroom to witness Keith's discovery of said crocodile. The event exceeded all expectations. To this day, I have never seen anyone move backwards and upwards with such velocity without the aid of pyrotechnics. It was like something out of a cartoon. 1 minute, he was putting his bag in the boot. The next minute, he was running away down the drive, arms aloft and screaming. I actually think he had a little accident at the same time. Whilst I suspect he saw the curtains twitch, he was in no fit state to investigate the perpetrator of the prank. Having gathered himself together and launched my stuffed friend into the neighbour's garden, he and my sister zoomed off at warp factor 10 in his pathetic sports car. My sister and now brother-in-law, the Reverend Keith, How about that? Have spent many happy years together, and it's probably about time that I said sorry and asked forgiveness from Reverend Keith and the panel, plus the family of friend Nigel, who became the proud owner of the Croc, the guy who lives next door. He frequently updates me on the latest victims of Croc shocks, and it all happened 50 years ago with this top crime from Josiah. This is his number one sin, which kind of means to me, I think, that Josiah's had a pretty good life. So what do we think about this, Sister Brett? Can you forget? Well, it's back to pranksters, but if you get your hands on a 4-foot crocodile, think of the fun you could have with that.
I love a good prank, as you know, and I think putting the crocodile in the vet's garden is brilliant.
Just
'cause,
momentarily.
you would definitely think that was a real crocodile.
and then whip it
But,
away.
but I think Keith can't have been that bright, really, because he ran away having seen this crocodile, even though there's no way there could have been. It was in his car, right?
Yeah, it was in the boot of the car.
in
He
the boot of the
lifts the lid and there's a crocodile
if he
having a fag.
If you really thought about it, number one, why would the crocodile be having a fag? Number two, why would there be a crocodile in his boot anyway?
Yeah.
So I don't think he was very bright. So I kind of blame Keith for that, actually. Sorry if you're listening, Keith.
Reverend Keith.
Reverend Keith. So I forgive.
Deaconess. I don't know if deacon actually. I think deacons are just deacons. So anyway, Deacon Dahlia.
Josiah, I would have been more impressed if he'd given the Croc a name other than Croc. I think that's a bit poor not to have given him an alternative name.
This town's
But,
got enough crocs already.
Even though that makes no
It
sense.
does make sense.
does not make
Everybody
any
else
sense.
knows that it made sense.
I think it was quite a feat for him to cycle home with a 4-foot croc under his arm to even begin the tale. And having lived in sin for 50 years before admitting it, I think I have to let him off. Although sports car envy is not a good thing, but Keith sounded like he deserved it.
I'm not sure he's been living in sin, but anyway. But I know what you're saying. This is his most famous sin. Here comes Brother Nathan
Here's the thing.
shuffling up to the microphone.
I know I speak for the nation when I say that we were all against Keith the moment we found out he had a soft top, because nobody likes anyone with a soft top. And
Why not?
No, yeah,
They do.
no,
That's
absolutely,
ridiculous.
no, it's not
Stop.
ridiculous. It's absolutely
You're
the
just
truth.
jealous 'cause you've
no,
never had
it's
one.
nothing to do with jealousy. It's just people with soft tops. And maybe this was actually a sort of road to Damascus moment for Keith, where he realised maybe I should not have a soft top, and maybe I should get into the clergy instead, because I'm wasting my life with this soft top and the possibility of there being reptiles in my boot. So I am going to forgive for that. Pretty durable crocodile as well, seeing as it's been there for 50 years, and it was thrown into a garden. Normally they sort of disintegrate, but
So, can he not be a... So, the clergyman has got rid of the soft top because he's become a clergyman? Is that,
yes,
can he not
that's
be a
what
vicar?
I'm saying is that Keith decided I'm wasting my life with this car that should have a roof, but I've decided because I'm so cool and I need the hair blowing through my wind blowing through my hair, whatever. He's decided because of that
So
he's
can't
going to
you
be in the clergy.
cloth? You can't be of the cloth and have a soft
No, you can't.
think so.
No, you've shown me one clergyman with a soft top car. None
Vicar in a soft
exist.
top.
You're just asking for trouble, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
Wasn't that a Morrissey song, Vicar in a soft top?
Yes.
I think it was.